Hello, this is Ashley Hobart. I'm a medical assistant for Any Lab Test Now. Today we're going to be doing a video tutorial on adding a drug test for a previously existing client. Now the first step when a client comes in is we're going to ask them for their date of birth. Now we're going to use John Doe for the purposes of this tutorial. And John Doe's date of birth is 01/01/1991, which we'll put into the search bar and select search. As you can see, John's information has popped up here. Above John's name, there are three icons. The first icon is the Edit Test button. Now when selecting the Edit Test button, it simply brings you to the screen where you can input all of John's information. The next button is a plus sign. This is where we're going to add any new tests that John does while he's here. However, now that we know that John is here and he's ready to do his test, we're going to select the third icon, which is the lab test order form. Instead of having John fill out his information on paper every time he comes in, we have a pre-filled drug result form, and all John will simply have to do is sign the form down here where it says donor and date. Once John has completed this step, you're ready to begin doing the drug test. You're going to confirm that he needs to do the same drug test that he did on his previous visit. Now once the drug test has been performed, we're going to add new drug tests by clicking the plus icon above John Doe's name. As you can see, the very first box is date and time of collection. You're going to click the box. A calendar will pop up and you'll choose today's date, and the time will be automatically filled in for you. You're going to go down the list, verifying that all of John's information is the same as the last visit. Most oftentimes, if a patient comes back to do a drug test for their own information, they're going to require the same drug test that they have been doing. So on his first visit, John did a PSTA 10-panel drug screen. We're going to assume that that's also what he's going to do on today's visit. So you're just going to once again go down the line. The reason of the test will be private. You're going to select your name as the collector. If one of his results were to come back as a pre-assumed positive, then we will automatically be sending his specimen out to the lab. So from the lab drop-down menu, you're going to select the lab that his specimen will be sent to. And for the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to assume that John had a presumptive positive for marijuana, or THC. Now continuing down, we are going to say that John's urine was within the correct temperature range. The lot number of the test has been pre-filled. You'll input the expiration date of the test. John was not observed while this test was being done, so we're going to leave it on the default, which is no. Now as you can see, because we selected that John was a presumptive positive for THC, it has automatically been assumed by the portal that the result of this test is a presumptive positive screen. Now, if John were negative for all of his tests, you can see that the result now says negative screen. So we're going to go back and make him pre-assumed positive. Once again, pre-assumed positive screen. The collection site will always be your site as default. And the last step, to select yes, the test was performed, and we're going to hit save. Now, you will get a confirmation window that pops up that says, do you want to create a new entry with the same date of birth? You're going to select OK. Now, as you can see, John's previous test information is here on the bottom, and all of the new information for this test that he has just performed is here as well on top. Because John tested positive, there is a red P denoting that he had a positive screening. We've selected Quest as the lab where his screening will be sent. And we have a PDF which has the result of the screening. Now, once the results come back from Quest, we will upload them into the portal with this button here, the View and Upload Test Result Documents. And after viewing whether or not he was in fact positive, we will go to the button that is a drop-down menu for Quest, and we're going to say that he was positive. Then we will call Mr. Doe, and once we have called Mr. Doe about the results of his test, we're going to check off these boxes. Now, once all of the information for the client has been inputted, all of the calls have been made, and all of the PDFs and information related to the drug test have been uploaded into the portal, we're going to go to the left-hand side of the screen, and right next to the date of the collection, there is a checkbox that we are going to check. By doing this, we are saying that this test has been completed, all of the results are in, and everything has been reported to the patient. And that is how we add a new drug test for a pre-existing client.